Welcome to a new test and teardown video. This time it's a wavetek phase meter model 740. Yeah, it is in a beautiful condition. I just cleaned it up so it's nice and shiny. I really like this big meter here. Look at that. You can easily detect very tiny little phase differences, and we got a few features here where we can turn on and off an offset. So if you want to compare two different phases and then trim this to 0 and then go into fine sensitivity, so that's pretty smart. I believe there's a mechanical problem with this meter, because when you push these, oh, brilliant. I was about to say, when you push these buttons, they don't stay in. Isn't that funny? Okay, see? They don't stay in. But now, okay, sometimes. Okay, yeah. See? This is what I was complaining about. It needs a little bit more massage, then it's gonna be good. Of course, I'm gonna go and clean this up. I think we can't really see anything work unless I'm able to make it stick in right. That will probably be power on. So yeah, that is all there is to say about the front panel. Let's go and look at the back. Yeah, this is a classic American product, as you can see here as well. And of course it is quite old. A good guess is about 1975, plus minus a little bit. Because look at that annoying mains plug. But as you see here, I am well equipped with special plugs for stuff like that. So I will be able to power it up. I already cleaned this switch from the outside, just adding a few drops of alcohol. And now this one can move. That's funny, it was totally stuck. So yes, alcohol is the magic trick. I believe this is the adjustment to calibrate it into 0, right? And then you just, maybe you push and hold and then you trim. I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting to see. I guess this will be the meter output if you want to add this to a recorder or something. So that's almost how all the good old instruments they work, with an analog input output for all those kind of things. I really like analog interfaces. It's just versatile and compatible, and you can just always, you know, connect it to anything. Ha! That is genius. Today you need all sorts of drivers and software, and it's a pain in the butt, really. And we're inside. That was actually a little bit difficult to get this open, but anyway. I don't see any ICs or any fancy smancy stuff around here. I will go a little tour on hunt for date code 77 probably, or something like that, right? 77, everything starts with 77. Oh, or is it that? It's 70. 71. That is how it is, right? So it is really that old, a few years older than I expected. Wow, that is a beautiful instrument. And also here you see 70. So it's probably that old. And in a beautiful state. Definitely a non-smoker. So thank you so much for taking care of your equipment. Oh, it looks brand new. I mean, really? No dust, no smell. Okay, there's definitely another PCB full of all sorts of good things. Let's remove this metal cover here. And that is the bottom PCB. Very, very packed with analog electronics. That is amazing to see. It's really that much. Look at all those amplifiers and transistors and capacitors, resistors, diodes. It's just a lot. And trimmers. Capacitor trimmers, resistor trimmers. I mean, wow, a lot of good things. And what is that? Okay, look at that. That is a beautiful, beautiful diode. And the regular germanium diodes. Date codes, again 70. Oh, I gotta power this up. I've been all over Google and see if I can find some specifications, manual, data sheets, something. I can't even figure out the frequency range. There is another model called the 750. This one was the 740. So the 750 is a Nixie one. It looks a little bit like this, but it's just Nixie tubes. And that one goes to 20 kilohertz. So I guess probably this is also full audio range kind of thing, isn't it? Oh, is that special black transistor down there? That looks a little bit familiar. Yeah, I need to clean those switches, and that is what I was aiming for, to see if I could get in here and clean the little locking mechanism. So that is a problem if that is not working. I think we're ready to power it up for the first time. I just want to show you guys what happened when I cleaned the switches. And it only took a few seconds. I mean, it's just... yeah. A few drops of alcohol and a tiny little drop of oil. And then it's just absolutely fantastic again. So let me try and apply mains. Nothing happens. We got... I don't want this offset. And then it goes to 0, I hope. Yes! Ha ha! That is, of course, the input. I got those two channels in parallel with the input, and that is 1 kilohertz. So far, so good. Oh, this light is a little bit annoying. Okay, let's try and see what happens if I play with the phase offset. 1, 2, 3. I am in 60. Okay, let's go back to 0 again. 6 degrees. 1, 2, 3. Aha, you see? So that means if we go back to 0, I didn't, of course, zero the meter. There is a two trimmers on the back. I think maybe I can push this button. Yeah. So that is 180 degrees. And then I need to dial the trimmers at 180, I guess. We could also do a little trick using this. And then put the finest in the middle. Good. Oy, 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 oy. That is crazy sensitive. But it is that stable, see? Wow, absolutely amazing. I can trim this to 0. Of course, I am going to monitor this over a few hours and see if there's any drift. But right now it's amazingly stable. So let's try and give it 1. Ooh, that is 1. 2. That's almost 2. 3 is almost. And then it comes to 4. Almost. It feels like it's reacting when I'm speaking to it. It's that sensitive. Okay, but this is, of course, in its most sensitive range. Obviously, the other ranges, it's just going to be spot on. But That is really, really amazing, and I did not touch anything at all. So let's go back to -1, -2, -3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, so it's just displaying a little bit too low. Let's crank up the fun with 60 degrees. So that means I need to like dial in here 10. And then I need to go to the tens, right? And then 20, 30, 40. See, again, it shows a little bit to the low side. So definitely this needs, so that is 50 and this is 60. It shows a little bit to the low side. Let's go -60 and it's exactly the same. So it's just a little bit of a calibration kind of thing. And then this unit is going to be nice and great again. I don't see any, no, there is no, let's turn off. There's no light in the meter. And there is no light in the power. Okay, I need to see if I can fix that. This should be super easy to fix, right? I really need a manual to be able to calibrate this thing other than just the easy here on the back. This kind of calibrations right here, like we saw. Aha, so this is probably gained, right? So you give it a -180 and then you dial this one and then you hold, and I'm definitely going to play with this and see if that has something to do with the gain. Wow, maybe it's that easy. Yeah, this bulb is definitely broken, and it's I think it says 30. I think it was written here. I don't know if we can see this. Yes, it says 30. 20. Oh, I don't know exactly what it says. But I measured 24 volts DC, and here's the funny thing. The black wire is actually positive, which is a little bit stupid. So that was super easy. A red LED and a resistor, and then we're done. And it's nice and shiny here from the front. Maybe I should even turn off the light. See? That is how easy it is. I think mine is a little bit more dim compared to the... Yeah, it is. Definitely. I'm trying to figure out how to do this calibration here, but maybe I'm just a little bit too stupid to figure that out. So I put this in ±180. I input 0 phase error, okay? So it is in the middle. And then I look at the rear plate here, calibrate, and then you push it up or you push it down, right? And then it says adjustment order. First you take the positive and then you take the negative. Okay, so what I'm doing is I pull this up and then it goes all the way here. And then the idea is I turn this trimmer in here to the left, but almost nothing happens. Just a tiny little bit here from the minimum to the maximum on that potmeter. And then if you look a little bit on those potmeters, they don't look original. And I see a lot of hand soldering and fooling around here. So I think somebody changed those potmeters to 500 ohms, and that was probably supposed to be a lot higher value or something. It's hard to guess because I don't have another unit and I don't have schematics or manual or anything like that. So, and I don't dare to touch any other trimmers in here because that's probably gonna screw up all sorts of parameters like frequency range and gain and all sorts of things at different frequencies and whatnot, linearity of a million things. So that would be the most dumb thing to do, and I really don't suggest anybody to just start poking around with trimmers if you don't know what you're doing. it's much better don't do anything unless qualified information exists. I see a little bit of text. Yeah, that's just a version number. I don't see any text around all the pods. So why didn't they add a little bit of text or info here so lamers like me could just fix this? Hey. So anyway, I think I'm gonna pack this for storage. So anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you had fun, and we will definitely meet again.